Welcome back, everybody. It's the next episode of the Montana series. It's been a little while. I've been busy the past week or so we're just getting back into recording now. I've been doing a little bit of work off camera on the farm, and I've got some good plans. So once we get all loaded into here, we will go over that. But yeah, the cows are growing up. We've got some that have already doubled in value, but we're going to wait till they're fully grown and a full-blown adult before we sell them. So still doing the cows every day. I have not been driving to the animal dealer to pick them up just because that is quite a drive. But still keeping the cow trailer. Going to use that for selling them when it comes time, just to make even more money that way. So you'll notice it's now May in year 2. So all the work we did off camera was our big field 40 right here. We actually planted corn. We didn't roll it because, you know, whatever. It's only 5% yield bonus. I didn't want to pay $100,000 for a roller or pay to rent one, then have to drive all the way up there and drive it all the way back just to get an extra 5%. So we're fine. But this field 40 is going to be our main crop field for a while. We are gearing up to purchase the Jack Daniel's distillery. Costs about $240,000, so we'll make that money in cattle pretty easily. But we need the components to make whiskey, which is corn, dried corn, barley, and water. So eventually, we're going to need to purchase a water trailer. Let's just see, are they any on sale? No. What we'll probably look at getting is, where's it at? Where's the barrels? Here's the barrels. There's this one that holds 32,000. It's $90,000. Hooks up to the semi truck. Not bad. And then there's another one with the Judith Plains mod, and it holds water, milk, slurry, diesel, propane, everything for only 91,000, and it holds 10,000 more liters. So we're going to be looking at getting this one just for all of our needs, because we are getting a lot of slurry built up in the cattle barn, so we can sell that and make a little bit of money. But we also have upgraded our tractors a little bit. So on the 6R, I added some twin wheels, still narrow tires, so we can do our field work with them. 8R is still the same. Yeah, added a front weight to it. This is our planter we got. So this is a mod. This is the John Deere 2117. Let me find it here. Where are they at? Here they are. So it's the CCS 2117. We did the full, I think we added the spring protection and the lights. We did the whole thing. We spent about $85,000 on it. That is for planting our field over and over with corn. We will also need a seeder for barley, but we will get into that when it comes time. It's currently kind of glitched right now with it being open because of the seeds and fertilizer just being on the other wall right there, but got all of those unloaded with our JCB teleskid. Works great. Yeah, got the eggs piling up on this trailer right here. We'll sell them when it comes time. Not really using this trailer for anything else, so we'll just keep loading eggs onto it. But this is our bale tool, I guess you could call it. It attaches to the front of the 6R. We got a front loader attachment on it, and basically I can pick up bales and move them around easily with that. So we have that for when we need it. The chickens are at 21,000 food. Not bad. I did add the bulk buy station right here, and then I have another small trailer that I'll add the sides to, and I'll fill it up with chicken feed to feed the chickens. Just I guess you could call it a little cheesy, but oh well. Cleaned up the farmyard a bit. So we took the tree begon attachment and we got rid of some trees. You can see it cut a line of grass right here just to make getting in and out pretty easy around our entrances and everything. We'll actually hop on the four-wheeler to go do a few more things. But the biggest change is I'm never really going to be farming sheep, and this farm that we bought came with a sheep pen and barn and everything. So I went ahead and I laid some gravel down. I've kind of turned this into a boneyard. So this is where my semi and the flatbed for the semi is living. And then I installed a workshop right here. So in case I ever need to change tires, repair and repaint, do anything like that, I've got it chilling here. It looks a little wonky in the back of the chicken pen. I technically can get rid of these fences. However, I can't get rid of this gate right here, so it would look weird just having the gate, but yeah, who knows, we might fill in some more gravel around the whole thing. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've kind of done off camera so far. Let's drive over here. I did remove a piece of fence on the cattle pasture because when I have my windrower going, there's always just this little bit of grass or hay that I can't reach. So I removed this portion of fence to help with that. But I think what we might do, we might add a gate. Where are the gates at? Here's the fences. Is there a thing for gates? No. Let's just to not have the cattle roaming around too much, let's see if we can add something. Okay, I can't find the gate. We'll find one soon. We'll add it in just to make that a little bit more realistic. Yeah, yesterday in real life, I cut all of our grass fields, field 43, and I think that's 34 over there. And we need to build up some money because we're gonna need some equipment for this corn. Not just for the corn, but for barley. Whenever we get to barley, we'll probably do that one last. We need a lot more corn than we do barley. But we're gonna need a harvester and a header, and I'm thinking about just straight up purchasing them because it'll be a good long-term thing. So we're looking at the John Deere T560 for our combine. Holds 10,000, not bad. And then just for saving money, I think we're gonna go with the what is this, a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 row header, the 608C, just you know, it's just one field, we're not doing a ton. So all in, we're looking at about, what's that, 53,000 plus wrong one, plus 285. We're looking at about $330,000 to $350,000 depending on what kind of tweaks we want to make to it. So we need to make some money. So to make some money, we're very well off on feed for the cows. From the very first time I put in food, they've only eaten 100,000 of it, and I get about 280,000 per cut without fertilizing. So we've got more than enough food for them. What I'm currently working on is silage. So this farm came with fermenting silo, and we did a full cut of both the fields, and we are at a little over 320,000 liters of grass that will turn into silage. You lose a little bit of grass when you do it, so we're going to get over 300,000 liters of silage, which will sell at one point for $219 per. So if I do 219 times 300, we're going to get 70 grand alone just on one cut of the fields. So when it comes time for harvest, I would like to have those vehicles purchased. Whether we have the cash for it or not, we might take out a loan just to get them going, because we will need them in, let's see, October, as I planted the corn in April. But yeah, that's kind of all we've done so far. I've not purchased, I actually have purchased cattle today. So we're up to, how many does it even say? I don't think it does say. We've got a lot of cows so far. I think we're like 280-ish. And once those get fully grown, they'll be $20,000 or $2,000 a piece. We'll make a good penny off of them. Let's just check right here. Yeah, we're 288. So I'm still buying 36 calves per day, and we're going to keep them going as long as we can, get them to their full value and sell them. Chickens are making us some good income. We've got 10,000 liters of eggs, and that's another $26,000 in November. We're sitting pretty, though. We are constantly working and constantly making money in some kind of capacity, not cold hard cash in hand, but putting stuff into production to make money. We have all the tools we need. We have no real expenses until it comes time to purchase the Jack Daniel's distillery. But before we do that, I will need to sell something to make some money. Next month, I think we'll get started on selling some silage, because it does cost about $12,000 per month to buy new calves. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on so far. I'm gonna keep playing, keep working, and be back to you sometime in the near future with an update. But yeah, catch you in a sec. All right, so I know I just said that we were gonna keep the cattle trailer to sell cows, but I needed something to move silage, and I really didn't want to drive a tractor with my other trailer that only holds 50,000. I didn't want to drive 30 miles an hour across this entire 4X map to sell silage, so I did sell my cattle trailer so I could buy this semi trailer that holds about 20,000 more liters than my trailer that goes on a tractor, but I can move faster with it. This trailer is it's a mod I added. It is the bulk semi trailer by Randon, however you say that. Yeah, lots of customizable options, but you can get it up to 62,000 liters capacity. So yeah, it's a nice one. It'll do well for me, but we're just using it to transport the stuff we have to sell. I will also need it when it comes time to get corn and barley and everything to the distillery. So not a horrible purchase. I did make it John Deere green. I may repaint it back to black. We'll see how we're feeling. I don't love the cover that comes with it. I don't know, it's just a little goofy how it goes all the way down like that, but it's fine. We're going to sell a load of silage here, so we're going to have about 5.5 of these loads. I think we're going to end up with about 330,000 liters of silage. Yeah, let's see how much this one load brings us, and then we'll get started on the rest. I totally drove to the wrong side of the farmer's market on where I needed to sell this, so let's just drive right on back over here. All right, coming up on the last little bit. It looks like that first load of silage brought us $13,599. Not bad for having to do no work besides cutting it and put it in the fermenting silo. So that's great. We're gonna do the rest of these loads, and I'll be back to you here in a second with a little financial update and a plan for how we're gonna attack the summer before we can get to harvest in October. So I'm thinking to purchase everything I need for the corn harvest in October. When we looked at it a second ago, it's going to be 53,000 plus 283. What's that? 340 grand ish. I think what we're going to do is we're going to purchase everything in parts. So I've already got enough money for the header, so I think when we're done with silage, I'm just going to go ahead and buy the header as soon as I have the cash, which I do. And as soon as we get the cash for the combine, we'll go ahead and just buy that too, instead of just trying to save up and do everything. I really just kind of want to get everything sorted ahead of time so that once we get to the harvest, it'll just be straight profit between now and then, meaning if I can pay for the combine next month, then I can just keep doing what I'm doing and make more money as we get to October. But yeah, no, when I started this series, started recording a few weeks ago, I was like, we're just gonna do cows, and then got to the point where all cows is just cutting grass, feeding them, and then waiting for them to grow up. So need something else to do. I totally missed that turn right there. I was coming a little too fast. We'll just do a nice little drive through the farmyard, see if we can maneuver our big old trailer through here. Not too bad. Don't want to hit the free roaming chickens. Yeah, we've got about 3 more loads of silage, I think. It's almost done. It is done now. So once we finish this one, we have got 73,000 left. So this full load, another full load, and then a little leftover. I think we'll just leave the leftover in there just because I really don't want to. I don't want to do a whole run just for 13,000 liters. We're going to drive through this field right here. I want to buy this field so bad. It would be such a great, just large amount of land for crops, but it's $900,000. We got 2 ice cream trucks stuck right there. That's nice. We'll fix that on our way back. Yeah, that field's like 63 acres or something like that. 37 actually, not 63. I'm thinking of this field, 68. I used to have that in another playthrough on this map. Land is just so expensive out here. Like, it's 25,000 plus an acre. It's just crazy expensive for what it is. On the Michigan map, I mean, land was dirt cheap. You could get 30 acres for 300 grand, but 30 acres out here is, you know, nearly $1 million. Let's see what it says. Yeah, $25,000 an acre for this field right here. So it's definitely pricey, but we'll make it work. It's fine. Everything's expensive these days. That's kind of how you have to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna get these sold, and I'm gonna pick up the header and header trailer, and I'll meet you back at the shop. All right, we finished selling our silage. We actually just spent every single dollar we had, so from that we made off the silage. Sorry, should I say? Turn the vehicle volume back up. That semi truck is just so loud. Had to turn it down for that. Let's see if we can bump this sign out of the way so we can keep traffic moving. Looks like we can't. That's okay. We're gonna hit that sign anyway. My truck is also filthy, so we're gonna come back with the header trailer and the header, and we are going to get the truck cleaned up and probably end it there. A little bit of a shorter episode, just kind of not much to do right now, just getting back in the swing. Got the crops planted. I streamed the other night for about an hour planting crops and doing everything, and there's that weird glitch again where it bumps me into something on the bridge. See if we have enough room to turn around. It's okay. There we go. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitch to check out any of my live streams, not just farming, we do Arc Raiders and PGA on there, and lots of party games. There's some other guys in my Discord, but check me out on Twitch. Link is in the description. Check me out there. Turn on your post notifications and follow live notifications so we can connect on there as well. But let's go pick up this trailer. I did go with the 8-row header. I think it'll be just enough. I don't think the guys at the shop went ahead and put the header on the trailer, so we might have to borrow one of their combines that they have chilling out in the yard to actually get the header on the trailer. There is a new forklift at the shop that they do let the customers use, so we might be able to fork it on there. I'm not sure if we can. Might be a little too heavy, but yeah, if we need to, we'll just hop in that combine right there and get it loaded up. But yeah, so I did paint the trailer John Deere green as well, just to have everything matching. Looks great. I might try to use the forklift and see if we can lift it that way. Yeah, I did get the farming joystick to do things like this, so let's see if we can figure it out. This will be a lot easier. I'm thinking about getting a steering wheel soon here in a few weeks, so once we get that, that'll make doing stuff like this a little bit easier. It's hard to drive with WASD and then use a forklift, so let's see if we can do it. Well, if the game mechanics would work and allow me to put the forks through there, I think I would be able to do it, but I don't think I can. So let's just move this on back. Yeah, this is the forklift that I actually purchased for the shop. They gave me some money to do it, so we're gonna hop in this combine over here and get that header on the trailer. So this combine, this is the X9. It's a big fella, $744,000. Would be cool to have, but just not really needed for what we're doing at the farm. This is similar to the Case IH AF11 that we had in Michigan. Kind of John Deere's level of that, but no, it's just a little too big for what we need to do. I mean, the header's almost, I mean, the header's just barely bigger than the actual combine itself. So we will just attach this header right here, make sure it's lifted, and then we'll back up and throw it on the trailer. I need to figure out my graphic settings because I do really want to read these monitors. Once I get the steering wheel, I'll plan on doing a lot more first-person stuff inside the vehicles, and I would like to, you know, kind of read what's going on. It looks like we guessed right on which direction that should be on, so let's just return this combine. Got 0 hours on it, so want to leave it at 0 for the dealership so they can still get their cut. Sorry if you guys heard any barking or growling. I'm wife's working late this week, so I'm home alone with the little puppy, and he's just excited at every single thing that passes by our window. So he's a little loud in the background sometimes. His name's Frank, little schnauzer. I'll throw a picture up of him right here. You guys can check him out. He makes a guest appearance on the streams sometimes as well. So follow me on Twitch to see him and see me and watch us play all kinds of games. Big on Arc Raiders right now. Having a lot of fun with that one. If you guys want to see some Arc Raider videos or anything like that, feel free to let me know. Farming Simulator is just a lot easier to edit and just, you know, clip things together pretty good. Arc Raiders would be a much longer toll or a task, but yeah, let me know. I can throw some videos that way or any other games. Tend to play a good bit. Arc Raiders. I used to play COD, not so much anymore, as Battlefield's better. We got Farming Simulator, Rocket League, all kinds of stuff. But yeah. So now we need to figure out where we're going to store this header. We could store stuff in the sheep barn, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. This barn right here is already full. Because I've got, I actually moved the planter in here. I've got the baler, my other trailer, and the planter all in here, so it's full. Go ahead and leave that shut because don't really touch things in there too much. We could put it in the tractor barn. This one's not necessarily full, but I like the space it has. We got our forage wagon, our windrower, our sprayer, and then our mowing equipment over there. I don't want to get that any more full than it should be. We'll just put it in the tractor barn. We got some eggs to pick up. Back to our roots. So let's just pull this around right here. Oops. May have to fix ourselves. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. And let's just, where's the best place to store it? I think we'll just need to tuck it away back where the planter was. I'm not even going to attempt to back that up in there. We're not going to be using this for quite some time, so it's fine to just chill right back here, and we'll get it out when we need to. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to the latest episode of the Montana series. If you enjoyed it, feel free leaving a like, comment, or even subscribing. If this is your first video, welcome to the channel. I hope to see you back in the next one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.